Hello, we are here with Perry Goldstein. He is the Department Chair for the Stony Brook Department of Music, also a professor of musicianship, composition, and theory. So he pretty much does it all. Thank you for being with us, Perry.
Thank you, Kathryn. Thanks for the opportunity to speak to the people.
Of course. Okay, so you've been at Stony Brook for, I believe, 28 years. Is that correct?
My 29th now.
Starting 29. So, and you've gone through a few different positions in addition to being a professor of composition and theory and musicianship. You've gone through a lot of different administrative roles as well. So, how have you seen the Stony Brook Music Department evolve and grow over the years and through these different positions?
Well, since I got here in 1992, I think the department's always been very fine and very big, at least insofar as having the full complement of performance faculty. And since I've been here, the faculty has been absolutely top notch. At the same time, we've always had a very strong academic faculty, by which I mean the faculty in history, theory, ethnomusicology, and in composition, a much smaller contingent with great responsibilities to teach the entire gamut from general music courses to the highest level PhD courses. What I have seen is the enormous amount of effort that needs to be put into trying to maintain that level of excellence at a state university with very low tuition and lots of opportunities for students of modest economic means, while we compete with places like Juilliard and other institutions that have huge endowments. So the evolution has really been one of sustaining excellence throughout these last 30 years from my perspective, um, rather than seeing many changes beyond the usual curricular changes that happen in any particular department.
I think also what sort of makes our department unique is that a lot of professors also serve administrative roles. How do you think this shapes our department in our community?
Well, I hear a lot of horror stories from faculty at other places that have bigger institutional structures and administrators who are in the role of administrators. However long ago they may have been standing in the classroom actually teaching students, they're often far removed from that. So what happens, I think, is a trade-off. You mentioned that I've been doing other administrative jobs. This is my 20th straight year, except for one sabbatical, either as undergraduate studies director for 8 years, graduate program director for 3 years, and now this is my ninth year as chair. Um,
Congratulations.
well, thank you. The trade-off is, none of us is trained as a professional administrator.
Right.
So we don't have management chops to speak of. We learn everything on the job, and sometimes we're inefficient, and there are all other kinds of disadvantages to not having professionals doing administrative work.
Of
But
course.
the positive aspect is, first of all, we are as faculty very close to our fellow faculty. We know what it is to teach in the classroom. We know what the obstacles are. We know what the challenges are. We know what it's like to sit down with a student one-on-one in lessons or doing lecture recital tutorials. So that's the advantage of having faculty who are occupying these positions, rather than administrators who are further removed from the actual challenges and realities of teaching.
You formed a lot of committees over the summer to make these decisions about the fall. And then some of these committees have continued, or even new committees have formed into the fall. I know being on the media committee, we decided to stay active, not just in the decision making process, but then going forward.
Right.
I know
Right.
another committee that was formed is the Social Justice and Equality Committee. I was wondering what changes you're hoping to see in the department from this committee.
That's a vital and that's a vital question. That's a really important question. I think many of us, if not all of us, were very much stricken during the summer, like most people in the country, by the excesses of the police and the Black Lives Matter, and I think even the most well-meaning people carry around their prejudices and expectations.
Yeah.
There is a kind of prejudice in a way around classical music as the be-all and end-all of musical institutions,
Yeah.
and in a way by omission, it does not recognize the contributions of other cultures. We, like other institutions, have been mostly existing with a curriculum that dates back several decades. And, we still do 5 semesters of music theory. And we don't have an obligatory ethnomusicology class. There's no required ethnomusicology class to look at the music of other cultures. And so this committee has been formed to consider how we might change the curriculum, both by expanding the current courses. So I know that Matt Barnson, who teaches one of our undergraduate music theory courses, actually a few of them, is now incorporating jazz harmonies into his tonal harmony 2 class.
Awesome.
So I think we're all more conscious of the importance of recognizing the contributions of other other cultures, other kinds of music. And so the curriculum committee will be considering within the curriculum how we can be more expansive and diversified, but also what in addition or subtraction, if it comes to that, we're going to do to create the kind of curriculum that recognizes those contributions of people who have basically been marginalized up to this point, usually in the institutions that teach music.
Of course. Yeah. Okay, I have one last question. It's one of my favorite questions to ask faculty. Um, you're an accomplished professor, you're an accomplished composer, musician, all of the above. So a lot of times we ask for your advice based on your expertise. But we're also all constantly learning. And so I want to know, what questions do you still have that you're still looking for the answers to?
Well, I'd say it, maybe because an inefficient manager, or for whatever reasons, I spend a lot of time thinking about, working for, worrying about the Department of Music at Stony Brook. Um, I I'll tell you, I eke out pieces, and I struggle to do that. It's mostly a summer occupation. Like Mahler was a summer composer, except not as good. Not Mahler, not as good. I'm not as good. But what I do look forward to is a rebalancing of my life. And the question I ask myself is, what would that look like? After 9 years as the chair of the department, in which I've been preoccupied with the department all of that time, and whether it's the summertime or over Christmas break, there's always stuff to be dealing with. So what I am really looking forward to is, in whatever way my own knowledge about music has been put on the back burner in order to do the administrative work. I look forward to really immersing myself, which I hope to do through seminars I teach, or if I teach undergraduate music theory, to go back to to what drew me to music originally, which was to write it, to think about it, to study it. To look at pieces in greater detail, to be able to analyze it, to become a better musician after all these years.
Well, thank you so much for,
Thank you so much.
um,
Nice to chat with you.
yeah, of course. And I'm excited to share this with everyone. I hope everyone watching enjoyed hearing our department chair and professor of musicianship, composition, and theory discuss sort of things going on at Stony Brook and his time here. So thank you again, Perry.
Thank you, Kathryn.